What's good, guys? Welcome back to Ron's Rides. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video where this is day one of living with a 2023 Alfa Romeo Stelvio Estrema. Alfa Romeo USA dropped off a brand new Masano Blue Alfa Romeo Estrema to me, and I get to have it for a whole week in order to show you guys what this is all about. So we're gonna take it everywhere, to the gym, pick up the kids from school, soccer, I mean all over the place, just to show you what it's like to actually live with it, you know, when it comes to just driving it, come to using all the creature comforts. So let's take a look at around the spec really quick just to see what this is all about. So really quick, let's do a walk around of the spec so we know what kind of SUV we're dealing with for the next week. So we have Masano Blue paint. As you guys can see, the Florida sun is doing its thing. It's actually taking the camera out of focus. You can also see up front the carbon fiber Scudetto grille right there showing out. You guys can also see the 21-inch wheels done in black with the gloss black calipers, white script. You can also see the Estrema badge to let you know what model we're messing with here today. The body color appearance kit around the wheel wells and the side skirts, and you'll see it in the back bumper as well. Can't forget about the carbon fiber mirror caps there, the gloss black around the window moldings, and the roof rails there with the panoramic glass roof and the shark fin antenna done in black. You can also see coming around the rear here that we do have the LED tails. Q4 badge, all right, lets you know we have all-wheel drive here. Black Stelvio badge right there. The rear diffuser, and a more aggressive take with the black exhaust tips as well. This thing looks sick. Now look at the inside here. Carbon fiber everywhere, Rosso stitching, aluminum. I mean, the Nero leather, everything that you guys know from Alfa Romeo and love is loaded up in this interior. And again, we're gonna go for drives and do everything. We're gonna go to the gym and stuff in a moment here, but I just wanted to show this off to you guys because it got dropped off and I am just in love with this spec. It looks so beautiful, and now we get to have it for a week. So with that said, guys, let's just experience this Stelvio Estrema together and see what this Alfa Romeo is all about. So we have our headphones and water bottle here. We're gonna try to put in the cup holder if I can get it in okay. I don't take a gym bag, so we don't have to worry about anything in the trunk, but let's see. All right, that fits. All right, she's gym ready approved. Let's go get our sweat on, but first, seat belts, right? All right. One of the best parts is starting her up and seeing those dials sweep, mirrors fold out. Now we're ready to go. Now it says maintenance schedule within 564 miles. This is a test fleet car again. So 9,036 miles on this right now. Every 10,000 miles or every 365 days normally for your oil changes. So that's a good thing to know, right? We have the telescoping steering wheel. It's manual, so I just pull it down here, pull up and get it to exactly where I think I want it. I think I'm good because my seat I think is good from where I'm sitting, so I think I'm locked in. So let's do it there. All right, we got the column mounted paddle shifters. Probably won't be driving in manual mode too much, not yet, since it's the first day, first drive. Now you guys can see I did plug in my cable for Apple CarPlay. I have an iPhone, so I will be plugging that in on normal journeys to do that. And yeah, I think everything else is set. I do want to turn start stop. Yeah, we want to get start stop off because who loves when you sitting at a light or you just stopped in your car and your car feels like it shuts off when you take your foot off of the brake and start to go again and it turns back on. It's just unnecessary for me. Parking sensors are enabled. As you guys can see, the light is on there. Our driving mode, currently we're in natural mode. We'll keep it there for now because we're going to save dynamic for when we have some fun. Yeah, radio controls and everything's good. Gear shift levers, everything's good. I'll probably adjust my climate controls a little bit here, but you know, I think everything seems like it's coming out pretty good. You got the turbine vents here. That closes it, that opens it up, and these are normal vents. As far as my screen, again, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto is there, so I'm okay there. And then, actually, if I go to this side, I can press this button and change the menus on the TFT screen. This one's okay so far. What I'm on, just showing off the speedo. I don't necessarily need anything else at the moment, so I can just do that right there in the center. Now, here's something cool. Over-the-air updates are showing up here. As you guys can see, I'm just hitting OK. because it lets me know something needs to be installed and anything like that, and I'll hit OK and it'll install it and do the update, and there you are. I just caught the tail end of that, but I did about 4 of those. So again, over the air updates is cool because you don't have to take it into a dealership for service to get that all done. Now I'm going to plug my phone into Apple CarPlay just so I can show you the complete layout Apple CarPlay on the screen before we get to the gym. So as you guys can see, we do have Apple CarPlay all enabled here, plugged into my phone, and I can use the touchscreen to go from screen to screen or layout to layout. Can also just use this button here and it will do that as well. But I like using this. I can do Spotify, do my calling, and do my maps right there as well. If I do the maps, give me the full screen of maps. All right, or I can go back to these pages here. I can also use the rotary dial here as well to cycle through this stuff as well, as you guys can see. So that makes it easy just in case you don't want to use the touch screen. But just because you're using Apple CarPlay doesn't mean you need to stay here. You can actually go back to Alfa's interface by pressing the Alfa Romeo app there. And look, now I'm back and it says Apple CarPlay there. So if I want to go back, then I can go back by just pressing Apple CarPlay. But you can see we're connected to Ronald Oliver's phone, and we can do the same stuff we want to do from Apple CarPlay, but on this screen as well. As you guys can see, I can use my media here to play Spotify for my songs, and then I can go back to Apple CarPlay if I wanted to. It's just that easy, that simple. Now this feels pretty good to be behind the wheel of an Alfa again. It's been too long because not too many things have changed when it comes to driving dynamics over the past couple of years. But with the Estrema, we do have our adaptive suspension and limited slip diff. So there's a little bit more to this. We'll take this out for a better spin a little bit later. But keep in mind, I'm just using the regular, steering wheel, no paddle shifters, nothing like that. And I'm in natural mode, which is your everyday driving mode. This is the way you would use this is, day-to-day traffic, bumper traffic, going the speed limit, chilling. Advanced efficiency is when you are, on a highway and cruise control and you want to save a little bit on your fuel economy and everything there. You can do that. Or you can use dynamic mode, which is going to give you a lot more when it comes to throttle response, and it's your most aggressive driving mode. That is where I would like to use the power shifters. But right now, as you guys can see, still pretty great steering response, even though it's electric steering when it comes to the Stelvio here. Now I know before it was electric steering and they switched over, it was a little bit sharper, but it's still pretty sharp. As you guys can see, this thing can corner. It could do very well when it comes to turning around or when it comes to anything that comes to sharp corners. All right, so keep that in mind that we know that this thing can handle. It's a Q4 intelligent all-wheel drive system, which lets you just do what you want and kick it up, and in in milliseconds, it will kick in that all-wheel drive, smart intelligent all-wheel drive system and grip you to the road when you need to be. It's just a really cool place to be when it comes to driving behind an Alfa Romeo cockpit. Like, it's just, I don't know, man. There's a lot of road presence with these things, and it even feels like it. And that road presence is oozed inside of the cabin to where you just feel like you're in something special. And we both know, or we all know, that you're in something special. Now, as you guys can see or hear, or both, when I went over that line before I was supposed to, because I didn't put my indicator on right away, it gave me a chime. Now that chime, those 2 lines right above the speedo there, all right, as you guys can see, those 2 lines up there, that will actually turn orange and make a sound if I cross my lines before putting on the indicator. Because if I put on the indicator, then the car knows that I'm actually trying to move over into the next lane. But if I move over into the next lane without putting on my indicator, well, then the car just thinks I'm drifting over. You can actually turn off the sounds or the haptics or anything like that and just have it, make the line nice and bright and orange for you, or help actively steer you back. There's a lot of cool things you can do with the driver assistance that we'll test out and mess with later. As you guys can see, we have some of our controls here: hill descent, cruise control, and our lane keep assist right there as well when it comes to driver assistance. Yeah, it's a great place to be. Again, it's comfortable, but it's a little snug in these sports seats. They feel good, but they're form-fitting. You have to definitely fit into these, right, in order for them to be comfortable for long hours of a trip. And I've done about 3.5 hours in a Stelvio before when I delivered one down to Miami. So I kind of know what they feel like after a long journey. They're just fine. But again, they're form-fitting. And thankfully, I lost some weight, so I'm able to fit in them even nicer than I was before. Man, she is a beauty. It is hard to look away from that when you actually have that in your possession. You know what they say, if you don't look back at your car when you got it or something like that, then you got the wrong car. Now it's just as lovely walking back to this thing as it is walking away from it, but it's a little hot outside. It's Florida, so I think I'm gonna hit that remote start to try to cool this thing down a little bit. So double tap, and then when she hear her fire up, there we go. Guys, we can't make this up. My GoPro has about 29, well, maybe 29% of battery. It might have just shut itself off. So, I mean, listen, I have tools for this. I can actually plug it in here, but if I don't want to move my phone, you know, for my Apple CarPlay, I can also charge it in a USB 2.0 port right there on the very left-hand side. So we're going to charge up the GoPro, yep, 29% if you guys can't see it there, and we're going to get it charged up so then we can get some driving clips. That's a good way to use this in real world. Again, I can't write this stuff, I can't make this stuff up. This is living with a Stelvio. Alright guys, so just for a disclaimer here, you know, we're being safe while using the Stelvio. So when I had the kids in the car, I had it in natural mode. I did not have it in dynamic mode. I didn't want to give it the most throttle, you know, and the most torque and everything there. With kids in the car, obviously, when I'm responsible with these kids, I'm not going to drive it like a maniac, but I wanted to give them a sense of feel of what it's like to be in the car and give them a little excitement. So yeah, I did takeoffs, but not in the most hardcore mode of the Stelvio, but we can do that. So I do want to just get back in here and just enjoy this car. So obviously we're going to put it in dynamic mode. We got the suspension set up to where the dampers are soft. All right, so after dampers are on, we gotta switch that over into manual mode out of this 8-speed ZF and do a couple of, yeah, see, it's a lot jerkier. You can definitely tell the difference between dynamic and natural mode when accelerating, and especially if you're doing small accelerations just from, you know, 0 to maybe like 20 miles per hour or whatnot. It's a lot jerkier. You get that throttle, you get that push. The car wants to go and it wants to have fun, and it just reminds you about why it's fun to be behind the wheel of this. And you know, I was doing this in the car, just showing them the grip and just showing them the steering response in this thing, because it really does have just such a driving experience. You know, yes, the exhaust isn't crazy loud. It is a 2-liter engine, okay? So we have an inline 4 here. It's not going to be the craziest of exhaust, but you feel the quickness, you feel the steering response, so it gives you a feeling of completely being in control of the vehicle, and that's what I like the most about it. Now, we'll focus a little bit more later on, you know, the driving assistance systems, because we have, you know, forward collision with full stop, we have lane keep assist, you know, we have adaptive cruise control, we have all that great stuff in here. We're going to test the brakes now because the truck just pulled out in front of me. But, you know, this might be the opportunity to maybe pass the truck once I can get the striped lines and not the double solid. But we'll go into the driving assistance stuff soon, because obviously that is also important, you know, for your advanced efficiency mode where you're on the highway, you know, and you're using cruise control and you really want to save on fuel. Obviously, fuel is important these days because it is still expensive. We've gone through some of the worst times when it comes to fuel costs in the world, not just here in the United States, but in the world. Now, for the fuel economy for the Stelvio, I believe it is 24 combined. I believe 24 combined, 22 city, 28 highway. So it's decent, but you know, you can probably lower that given your driving dynamics and your driving habits. You know, if you're constantly in manual mode, letting all the RPMs go all the way up, well then, yeah, you're shifting through the gears, banging through the gears, and you're having a lot of fun, but you're also killing the fuel economy. Now, if you're in advanced efficiency mode, like I said, great to do that when you're on the highway or when you're using cruise control, where it's undisturbed driving, you know, you don't need to put your foot on the pedal or accelerate, then it's probably better to get the best out of that fuel economy and you can raise it. So it's subjective depending on your driving, but again, those are important aspects. So driving dynamics is also something important, but it is about miles per mile. That's why we're in dynamic mode today. Now, I'm not in a position to where I can stop and accelerate. I do have a car behind me, you guys can probably see. But that acceleration was fun. We'll do some exhaust blips and everything as far as the accelerations back there. But yeah, I just driving this with the paddles here, they're just perfect positioned. They're column mounted, so I always know where they are. They're aluminum, so they feel good when they click. Oh, I'm passing another Alfa Romeo Giulia that's parked on the side of the road there. I'm not sure if you guys will be able to see it. So on this side, you can see the red and Rosso there with the brake lights on. But yeah, it's great. The seats hug you, obviously. They hold you in because they are bolstered. These are sport seats, so they feel good against you. Again, they are very form-fitting, so it just depends on who you are, what kind of size you are, and everything like that. But seating position is beautiful. All right, the steering wheel just feels good in your hand. Perforated leather on the sides. Again, just how everything is placed. Not really any complaints. We'll slow it down, downshift. I probably could have downshifted a little bit earlier. I was too busy just enjoying this and talking to you guys about it. But it's just a fun car to be in. Now, you can definitely hear the downshifts a little bit in here. It's definitely making some noise from the outside you're here, but you know, I would have loved to have a nice little exhaust on these, and we've heard these with muffler deletes and the resonator deletes and stuff like that. We just recently did a video on a Giulia with that, and it sounds quite good, but it depends on what you like. You know, you might not like the idle noises or the burbles, you know, the droning noises and stuff like that, so you might be okay with what the inline 4 gives you right now with the dual exhaust on each side. So yeah, all right, so now I was waiting for that. Oh, see, that's where it's fun. You feel so confident in an SUV. No body roll. We're just flying around the corner safely, obviously, because again, so much grip to this Q4, and I feel just good just driving it, and again, confident. I think that's important. It's, you know, overall just great to drive and handle. You know, just, I don't know, I love it, guys. It's just, again, one of those SUVs where, you know, it's very driver centric, driver focused, and you know, we know what the quad is like. That is where the Porsche is definitely, it's really hot. Okay, I guess you would say, oh, let's test the Brembo brakes. Downshift, and you get the nice little exhaust note on the downshift. The Quadrifoglio, the Porsche is definitely hot. I would say the Porsche is just right here with the Stelvio 2-liter. I don't want to say that the Quadrifoglio isn't necessarily great for daily use, but that's a race car, or that's a race SUV. That thing you can take on the track and just rip it. I think this is good for everyday driving, for grocery getting the kids from school, going to the gym. You know, I feel like this is just one of those cars that it just does everything well. You know, great space. That's fun. That's fun. See, I'll go through fuel very quickly doing that. Just great space, seats great, feels great behind the wheel, decent fuel economy. You have the technology you need. I mean, it's just, again, a great overall SUV. And we've known this for the Stelvio, you know, in general. We've known all these things. The biggest things we wanted were the updated headlights, which we're getting in the 2024 models. A lot of people wanted the technology for the TFT screen, but some people like the analog gauges that we have here today. And then I know a lot of people wanted Uconnect 5, But on the upgraded models, you're not getting Uconnect 5. You get the same system you get, which is Alfa Romeo's in-house system. This on these models as well. There's no upgrade, and that's because the R&D to crash test and redesign for Uconnect 5 to put in the Stelvio and Giulia would be just short of $80 million. That's a big investment when we know that those models in the Giorgio platform will be on its way out in a few years, I want to say. I think 2025. So yeah, $80 million is a lot to invest on a platform that will no longer be there. So here we are today on this Giorgio platform, just enjoying the simple things. I know we don't have Uconnect 5. I know we don't have the cool digital dash and everything like that. We got old school gauges. We got a decent infotainment screen. We got a lot of fun behind the wheel, 50-50 weight distribution. All right, carbon fiber drive shaft. We got everything we need in this car to have the most fun, and that's just downshifting and accelerating. It's just so fun in these cars. That's what I'm saying. It's miles per mile. People who own these cars, they're gonna attest, they're gonna vouch for me on this one. It's just a fun car to be behind the wheel of. And we've done this time and time again. It's been a while since we've done it, but we've done it time and time again, and it never gets old. Never gets old. Alright guys, so also keep in mind when in the garage, you don't want your lift gate to hit the top of the garage door. Now, that might not be the case here. We're going to stop it if so, but let's use the power lift gate. Actually, let's use the kick sensor to do so. Alright, we got that. So let's see where it goes. Let's see where it goes. It's a little high, but it stops. Now, if you ever want to control how high this does go, say your ceiling and garage door is a little lower than mine, well, you can manually pull it to your preferred height. See the lock button here? Hold that down and wait for the beeps, and it will program the actual height. So we'll hold it down. Okay, so you can hear the beeps, right? All right, so now we're going to close it. And then this time we'll use the key fob to open it. And then let's see where it opens to. So double tap on the key fob, as you see. And then it shouldn't go all the way up this time. Yep, see, it stopped there instead of going higher, just to prove it to you. See, now I can raise it higher. So that is how you program the actual lift gate as far as the height goes. Now, around 55, 56 cubic feet of space when all of the 3 seats are folded down. You have a 40-20-40 split. You have this rear shade, privacy shade, that can actually come off as well. We might need to use that for a second. I'll let you know why. Now, you do also have your seat releases here, so you can let down the seats from back here. You can let down the middle seat for the feed through right here, and then same on this side as well. Extra cubby stowage, fuse panel there. Underneath, big storage section. All right, battery underneath, and we have our tow hook, screwdriver, everything there. So it's a wonderful place to be. But if you're a family of 4 going on a road trip, how is this storage space? We're about to put it to the test real quick to see. All right, so we're about to find out what the Stelvio is really made of. All right, so family of 4 here. All right, then we have the bonus round. We'll say that's a family of 5. You got a smaller one to fit in the middle seat there. All right, but typical family of 4, SUV that will fit 5, but then the bonus round will account for that seat and that luggage. Let's see what we can do. So I know stacking is going to be important, so I'm going to probably have to go long ways here to start. All right, so there's the first one that's taking up a lot of space, and we're going to see if we can close it. We might need to remove this piece here. I'm not sure if we'll need to remove that there, but let's see. We're going to do the 2 biggest ones side by side. I don't think long ways is going to work. I think it might take up too much space. We might need to try it. Let's see. All right, so then that one. Okay, so we're already gonna have to remove this partition here. So let's do that. It's as easy as pulling this here, and it squeezes in. Hold on, if I can get it out correctly. I say it's as easy as, but I'm not making it look easy. There we go. Okay, I know I've done it before plenty of times. All right, so here we are. We removed the partition. All right, don't mind my junky garage. Now let's see if we can put this up top here. All right, that's looking good so far. And then, bam, family of 4, all right? Mama bear, Papa bear, and the 2 baby bears, all right? So here we are. Now, bonus round. Move that over. And now we got a family of 5. Let's see if we can do it. Right there in the center. Okay, that works. That works. Let's see if we can do the last one. All right, that's close. That's close. I kind of stacked it janky, but I think we can do it. I think we can close this and properly take a road trip and still have a little bit extra space for a couple of bags and things like that, things that can be form fitted around this luggage. I think we can do it without removing the privacy shade there and just that partition. So let's try it. Let's see if it will allow us to do it. Oh my God, we did it, guys. Go us, look at us, we're cool. All right, that's awesome. We're ready to go on a road trip in the Stelvio. Now, I'm not necessarily going on a road trip. I just wanted to let you know you could, if you wanted to. That's a good way to find out what kind of space the cargo will allow you. And again, even if it's just 2 of you, you can fold down the seats and get even more space. It's a really cool thing. All right, guys, so one thing I noticed is that when I use the remote start and start the Stelvio, once you get inside of the car, it automatically engages the parking brake. So we're gonna remote start it and then hop inside because I want to show you guys that. Now this looks so beautiful. All right, so let's hop inside. I'll see. I'm gonna hop inside here. Yeah, look, the parking brake is automatically on. So that's something to keep in mind. And if you don't know how to disengage the parking brake, it's right here. All right, so put on a brake, push it down, and now it's off. But if you want it to come on, do like that. All right, just something that I noticed. I don't normally use automatic start because not a lot of times you need it in Florida. I mean, maybe you want to cool down the car, that's the thing, but it's something that probably just should note, just in case you get in and you're like, why is it not moving and stuff like that. Before you put in the gear, you do have the electronic parking brake on there. So also you have to push the start button to get the car started. So don't necessarily think you can just go. You have to actually, and now you're engaged and ready to go. All right, guys, so we're in the Estrema and we're gonna be doing some highway driving today. I think we're gonna go see something very special, a certain FUV that has finally made it to Florida. FUV, if you guys can't pick up on that, that will be in a different video, but want to take it out on the highway. I think we're supposed to be at 28 miles per gallon for the fuel economy. We're going to be at advanced efficiency. I'll try to use some of the cruise control features and the driver assistance and kind of display that for you guys to show you how all of that works, and then we'll just have some fun in between time. So let's get on the road. Let's power her up and let's go to advanced efficiency. You can see the green there. That lets you know we're gonna be saving some fuel today. And we're gonna be trying to use some, driver assistance features. As you can see, we have the lane keep assist on this side. We also have our lane, well, not lane, but our distance. I forget what you call this. I think it's adaptive cruise control. Sorry, say distance. Adaptive cruise control for this. Hill descent here, cruise control regular, and then to speed up your cruise control or to slow it down and set it, you can do all that here. So let's do that once we get on the highway. In the meantime, I'm just gonna enjoy the ride. All right, guys, so we're on our way to Orlando, and you can see that I set the trip. You can see those 2 lines at the top. That is actually our lane keep assist. I'll turn that back on just by pressing this button here. But lane keep assist will actually help us, but as you can see, yeah, the warning lights there, it turns orange and red depending on if I'm going over the lines or over the lane, shall I say, without putting on my blinker. You can see that the trip is set because we're supposed to get 28 miles per gallon, and right now we're doing pretty good at 30.6 miles per gallon. It's about a 60-mile trip for this trip here to Orlando. So we're pretty close here, but you can see that I have all of my information here. All right, you can see that we're kind of getting low on gas, but it wasn't full to begin with. And I think a full tank is about 400 miles, just over 400 miles. on the Stelvio. And remember, you're putting premium fuel in this vehicle as well. So right now, that's what we have. Cruise control is not on, but if I wanted to use cruise control, I would speed up to my desired speed, press the cruise control button here, then you'll see it on the top right hand corner there, and then I want to get to my desired speed and then hit set. Okay, so now you can see in green right there in the top right hand corner, it is set to that speed. And then once I get from under this tunnel, you can see that I can speed up here using this, all right, or I can also set the distance I want to be from the cars in front of me by pressing this button here. The more bars, the further away from the car I will be. So you can see that's at the top in between the lanes. Now you see the bars light up, then they're going down. All right, so that is your adaptive cruise control. So it's all pretty simple when it comes to using this. This is your hill descent control, but everything is pretty simple. So let's see what we get on our trip, all right, and our miles per gallon and everything once we get to Orlando. Not bad, right? 58.7 miles, 31.3 miles per gallon. All right, 62 average on the speed trip. You can see there, we're at 199 miles until our tank is empty. Now, again, it's all about how you approach it. You know, cruise control, advanced efficiency, and your speed, your driving behaviors. If you do well in that, then you can do well in your miles per gallon. So just keep that in mind, because we just did a real world test on it. I mean, it works out, right? So yes, that is actual thing. You guys can actually do pretty well when it comes to your fuel consumption here. So I wanted to do more driving impressions on the highway, show you the fuel economy, cruise control, lane keep, all that other stuff, but it started pouring rain and it was drenched. I mean, it was crazy. And I was on I-4. Now, if you guys don't know, I-4 in Orlando, it stretches from Daytona Beach to Orlando to Tampa across the state of Florida. And it is one of the most dangerous highways in the United States of America. The second most dangerous is 95. It goes from the bottom of Florida all the way up to New York. So yeah, I was on the most dangerous highway while it was storming, pouring down rain. I did not want to try to film, but with that said, I want to show you guys that she looks really good when wet, but get your minds out of the gutter. Look at how beautiful this car looks, even in the gloom. This spec is just something else. It stands out in the rain, in the gloom. Go to the back here so you guys can see. Again, it's just such a cool spec. Look at it. I mean, wow, with the LEDs illuminated. That looks so cool. And again, I don't ever get to use the lighting in this way, so I'm not normally filming when it's gloomy or rainy out. So it's just cool to be able to show you guys this aspect of the Stelvio Estrema. Wow, I love it. But yeah, again, if you guys don't believe me, Google I-4 Orlando dangerous highway or interstate. Yeah, it's a real thing. So I had an excuse to not film any more driving footage. All right, guys, so we gotta go to my barber because my stuff is looking rough and I gotta get right for Formula One next weekend. Again, big shout out to Alfa Romeo USA for sending me to the Formula One Grand Prix. Should be a fun time. Not sure if I'm gonna be there the whole time, but plan on getting some good content while I'm there. So we're gonna go see my barber. Maybe I can get him to see what he thinks about the car. And then we gotta go out and enjoy this thing some more and just really just have the most fun as possible. That's what Alfa Romeo USA told me to do. I'm using this thing, I'm driving it everywhere, I'm taking everyone in it, and we're just enjoying life. Now, something I have noticed that I'm definitely driving it a lot more in natural mode than you would think. You know, obviously advanced efficiency, you know, using on the highway and cruise control, that's where I use that the most. But like, dynamic mode is nice, but it sometimes is a little too torquey, a little too jumpy, you know, and natural mode is kind of like that nice middle, really. It's exactly what Alfa set it out to be. I feel like during startups, you know, coming from a stop and going, I think natural mode, you know, is just the perfect pitch, where dynamic, you feel like you're doing this whenever you're stepping on the throttle. And, you know, with any given Alfa Romeo or any given turbo, there's some, you know, turbo lag there. So you really sometimes have to mash on the pedal, and then once you do, it's a lot after the first initial second. So you hit it, you wait a second, then you're like, jolt it back, you know. So Really, natural mode for me is when I plan on mashing that pedal and I'm trying to do something specifically that is going to get me up to speed, you know, or I want to use the power shifters and get on the highway or pass them one, stuff like that. But natural mode is exactly that. It's natural, good everyday driving, just the right amount of throttle, just the right amount of control when it comes to, you know, just driving this daily. Now it's starting to sprinkle on us a little bit. As I told you, we've gone through torrential rain. You can use right here, as you guys can see, the windshield wipers. So if I can zoom in here and focus, you can see that that's actually for the rear wiper. All right, there you go. So for the rear wiper there, and then for the wipers up front here, you have your toggle up here where I can make those move. So it's pretty easy. It's on your right hand side here, but they make it pretty simple when it comes to, you know, doing any kind of functions. They put it all at the touch of your hands. I mean, everything is here on the central steering wheel part, and having to use all these things and do it on a daily is just nice knowing that this is such a good layout. You know, I actually get to use these in real time, you know, whether I'm going over here to turn off start stop or the parking sensors, or I'm using my lane keep assist, everything over here, my cruise control. All of this is so easy and at my fingertips that it's just, it's a great layout, how Alfa Romeo did this, and it's very practical. So we arrived a little early. So let me just tell you a couple of things that I feel like I'm using the most. I get inside of here. First thing I'm doing is getting my radio station situated. Now, again, we know that this touchscreen is a little laggy. As you guys can see, I'm pressing home and it took a second. And yeah, you can see it's not that fluent. Now, I can still use it, and it won't bother me too much because I know exactly where I'm going. But if I'm searching for something, it's better to use the analog dial here because that is on command. You can see how quickly everything works there. So normally I'll get my radio station set up, I'll get the volume adjusted and everything here. Obviously, I'll go over here and hit the start stop button. Parking sensors will be on. Everything will be set up. My menu screen, as far as what screen I want for the TFT screen, I'll just press right here and you'll see things change depending on how I want my layout to look today. So as you guys can see, there's a few different screens there, a few different ways you can configure it. So I get my screen set up exactly where I want, obviously seatbelt on and all of that good jazz. Then I decide how I'm going to drive it, whether I'm going to do natural driving, dynamic driving, or advanced efficiency driving, what kind of mood I'm in for the day, whether I'm going to be in manual mode, all right, or I'm just going to do regular automatic. So this is what these are the touch points and the frequently used touch points when in this vehicle. And then I'm good to go after the seatbelt on. It's, you know, a seatbelt's got to be on, obviously. But yeah, I feel like those are the touch points that I use the most. Climate is every now and then. Obviously, the heated steering wheel here and heated seats are there as well. Heated passenger seat as well. Always wish that there was cooled seats, but not cooled seats in the Alfa. You do have the extra thigh support here too. All right, so I haven't used that yet actually, but I feel like it's a little too close to the steering wheel, how I have it set up. So it doesn't really make as much sense for me. But yeah, other than that, I don't use too many other things, you know, like the seat memory over here. Climate control and the HVAC vents and everything is where I want it to be. And then as far as everything down here, I mean, this is all set up. I can put the phone there to charge it. But yeah, I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory, pretty easy to set up for the first time. And once you get your routine, it's just like you've learned it and it's natural for you to just get in, do your routine, jump right in and get right to it. So let me know what you think about it. Just straight up, real facts, real opinions. I want to know what you think about it. Yeah.
I'm liking the rims. I like how they got the calipers.
Yeah, the black calipers.
Yeah. Front here. I like it, like honeycomb.
Yep, honeycomb grill up front. You see this is carbon fiber too.
Oh yeah.
Right up front.
The accents.
Yeah.
Got your cameras. Probably a sensor, right?
Yep. Well, so right up front, that's actually where your tow hook would go. If you needed to tow it, that would actually pull off right there.
This is nice. Got the red stitching in here.
Yeah.
Good looking. Got nice pedals.
Sit inside it. Sit inside it.
Woo. Bucket seats.
Yep. This is a sport seat.
I got some hair on me.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry
You good?
about that. Yeah, this looks nice, man. The key's inside.
Actually, hold on. Let me give you the key. So that's the key. That's the key fob.
Dash.
Yeah. That's key fob. Yep. Yep. Yep.
So then now, what do you flick it?
Yeah. So what you do is put on the brake and then you press the trigger, go back to drive. If you want to go in manual mode, move it there. You can use the paddle shifters here, or you can use the actual gear lever here.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's back in park.
Yep.
Right now,
Back in
right?
park. Yep. Yep.
Make sure.
What would you say your favorite thing is about it? Just like one thing that stands out the most.
Right now, man, I mean, the seat is super comfortable.
Yeah, and it's got extra thigh support, so if you pull this.
Pull this out?
Yep.
Yeah. No, that feels good.
Yeah.
I like the dash. I like the carbon fiber right here. The
Yeah.
design in there. Panoramic sunroof.
Yep.
I like this. I know it's probably heated too, right?
Yep. Oh yeah. Yep.
It's
You can
soft.
do heated. Yep.
I always I'm a fan of like the old school where they got, you know.
Yeah, the analog gauges. Yeah.
Plus the digital in the center.
Yeah. Yep. You get a little bit of both.
Yeah. I think you know, my car kind of has the same thing, so I'm just used to that.
Yeah.
Look, you know, versus some where you have to look to the side or whatever. I don't like that.
Right. Right. And then look at the color again, real quick in the sun while I peeked out, and let me know what you think about the color. Yeah, you just press that, you're good. Yeah. Let me know what you think about the color
I
in
like
the
the
sun.
red stitching too.
Yeah, the stitching.
Something
Yeah.
different.
It looks good. Now that the sun is back out, give me your impression on the color. What do you think?
It looks sick, man.
Yeah.
One thing is I'm like with the rims and everything, I would like maybe just sit just a little bit lower.
Sit a bit lower, yeah.
Right, because I like gap, you know.
Yeah.
That gap in between. But besides that, the thing looks nice, man.
Yeah, just lower the stance a little bit and then call it a day. Last day with the Alfa, and guys, I'm not gonna want to give it back. Alfa Romeo USA, I appreciate you guys. Send it to whoever needs to, you know, get it and do their reviews and stuff. And then after that, you can send it back to my house, and I'll hold on to it forever. Just forever, yeah. So with that said, we should probably go take it for a little drive, take it a couple places, and just experience and enjoy the last day in this Estrema Q4. It's been a blast, guys. I can't tell you how amazing this experience has been. So we're just gonna enjoy the rest of it. All right, guys, so it's only fair that we do some flybys and accelerations in dynamic mode. You know, we're gonna find a little side road where nobody is. I don't have access to a track, so we're gonna give you the best we can when it comes to, you know, some accelerations from the Estrema, you know, using that limited slip diff, using the Q4 intelligent all-wheel drive, and definitely using manual mode and dynamic, because you know that's the best way to go, right? So actually I'll give you a little preview of that right now. All right, guys, so this backdrop was too perfect not to actually put back here, but condo's back here. So I mean, imagine yourself actually parking back here and living with a Stelvio and the road presence it has. Just look at that. That looks incredible, doesn't it? I mean, again, just putting this thing different places, you can tell how much it really stands out versus other vehicles. Let's just come back to it so you guys can see. Look at how cool this looks just sitting here. All right, so that's your condo. This is your parking space. You park here, and wow, do you not stand out in front of the crowd. This just looks really cool. Casual Ghibli just sitting there, looking beautiful. All right, well guys, I can't find a parallel parking space, so we're just gonna put it in reverse, and you're gonna see that the camera is there. It's decent quality when it comes to, you know, the pixels, but let's see how well we can just use this with the guidelines. See if we can do this. Yeah, of course we can do this. And you see the sensors going off, and yeah, there we are. Again, it's not that bad, but it's definitely, there's room for improvement. We'll say it that way. Now, while parked here, really quick, I kind of wanted to go over some practical things that I've noticed over the past week since we're at the last day here, that, you know, kind of things I wish could change or things that it did well. So storage, well, it's not bad, right? I mean, you can see I got two different size drinks here. I kind of set my glasses here because there's no like little glasses holder up here. You know how they have the little flip downs in a lot of vehicles. So there's just your head unit thing up here. You know, there's no additional storage there. It's just cup holders there. And then you have your wireless charger here. The only storage you really have is the armrest here, down here, and really there's not a ton of space. I mean, again, I can put my glasses there, obviously, but you know, it's definitely how it's angled. It's not like a lot of room, so if you need to put some certain things there that you like to keep, you know, at arm's reach, there's not a lot of space there. You do have, though, on this side, on the left-hand side, a cubby. Now that cubby is great for if you need to put your license, your registration, insurance, all that good stuff there, just in case you get a little tail happy. So that's great that they have that there. Also, your mirrors right up top here. You can see those. Look pretty good. Got your light there. Pretty standard, right? All right, so you do have that there. Glove box has pretty good space. All right, it's not bad. It's got 2 shelves. So you got a deeper pocket here, and then you have this pocket here. Wait, actually, that's not even a pocket. This is it. That's your space for the glove box. So it's not a ton of room for the glove box there. All right, but it's there. And then you have on the side of your doors a small set of space there. All right, actually it's kind of deep, so it works. It works. So again, you know, practicality for long trips. You know, wish there was a little bit more space, a little bit more practical when it comes to that. But you know, for everyday driving, we've been doing great with this. So not too many complaints. Really, I'm being nitpicky. And again, just looking at the car from this angle, it looks so cool. I mean, the Misano blue is just, it's on another level when it comes to just overall looks. I mean, wow, this thing is incredible. You guys are probably tired of me saying that, but I love the Estrema package, man. It just looks awesome. It really complements the Stelvio so well. Alfa did a great job on this. So obviously, guys, I've been enjoying myself with this beautiful machine. You know, it's been great on fuel, obviously. It's taken me, you know, to and from soccer practice. It's taken me to school. I've put luggage in it. I've done all the things that you would normally do on a day's run. Go to the gym. I mean, do all kinds of stuff. Take it to my barber. It's really been living with the Alfa Romeo Stelvio. And everyday life, I think it's done a great job at being what it's supposed to be. A sporty, fun, practical, and comfortable SUV. Now, does it do everything times 10? No. I mean, obviously, it's sporty times 10. It's fun times 10. You know, it's comfortable. Maybe I would give it, I say an 8. You know, maybe an 8 or high 7. And then the practicality. I mean, it's great for practicality. I would probably give it another 8. You know, obviously, it's not perfect, but it's great for what it's supposed to do. And I think that it does everything as well as it can for what it is. Okay, so again, it can't be the most comfortable SUV, but be the sportiest SUV. You know, it can't be the most practical SUV, but be a fun SUV. So it does everything in the best way it can possible. So again, I've just been having a great time, and I'm very blessed to have this situation happen to me where I can take this out for a week and really let you guys know what it's like. And of course, for my final shot of the day, I had to bring it home. Maserati Alfa Romeo of Daytona Beach. It looks so in place here, right? So at home. Guys, it's been a wonderful time. This has been the first time I've ever been able to do a vlog like this. And again, I've iterated this in the video before, that this has been an amazing experience and that I can't wait for more. We're going to be doing the Tonale this year as well, so we'll be checking that out as far as range and charging, looks. I'm going to take that beach side so people can see that and really just get some brand awareness out here for Alfa Romeo. So with that said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this whole vlog, this whole week with the Alfa Romeo Stelvio Estrema for 2023. And if you guys did, make sure you give the video a big thumbs up. When you give the video a like, it helps grow the channel and get more opportunities to talk about this Stelvio Estrema. Now with that said, if you guys want to help further support the channel, always check the links down in the description below, where I have a one-time link donation for my PayPal, my Cash App, my Venmo, and my Patreon, just in case you guys want to donate an extra $1 or $2 to the channel. Appreciate that extra love, guys. Thank you so much. You guys can also check out the Ron's Rise merch and the social media links in the description below. And make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, but click that notification bell so you don't miss one video. With that said, you guys be blessed. Have a great day. And we will talk to you guys in the next Ron's Rise video. Peace.